Pulling out the coupe in the lot, going for 12 for a swat, busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box, had to put the stick in the box.
What's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through a full individual session. I've been getting lots of messages online of people wanting to know what I do during an individual session. So hopefully this video could be beneficial to any of you guys out there. Please, tag me or message me if you use any of these drills. I would love to see that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get started. So before every session, I always like to start off with a 5 to 10 minute jog. And during this time, this is a great time for your body to warm up and get blood flow throughout your whole body. And it's a great time for you to mentally prepare yourself for the entire session. I like to visualize myself, performing every drill at game speed and at the best of my ability. Honestly, I watch a lot of pro players do certain drills, and I want to try to mimic that. So now I'm going to be taking you guys through the full dynamic stretching routine that I do / warm up. And the first thing we're going to be doing is some toe walks. Toe walks are great for the warming up the calves. This is good to, for the tendon. And the next thing we're going to be doing are heel walks, which is great for the anterior tib, making sure that you really focus on pointing your toes back towards yourself. And this next dynamic stretch is one of my favorites. It's really good for your hips, especially when you're tight. Soccer players have really tight hips from all the passing and shooting. Another variation of this you can do is, you can see me, is that you go up on your toe, followed by scoops. Scoops are great for the hamstrings. This is going to really open up the hamstrings and make sure that you don't pull anything, so it's really important for that. The next exercise that's where we're going to do is we're going to do a lunge and twist. This is really good for activating the quad, the glute muscle, activating the core, and also, gaining some mobility in the twisting portion, because as soccer players, we do, we twist. When we shoot, we pass. The next is we're going to be doing a reverse lunge with a reach, and this is going to feel really good in the hip flexor area. You're going to feel it, especially if you're tight from doing lots of passing. The next thing we're going to be doing is a nice easy kick and twist. So now we're, picking up the pace a little bit, just trying to, really get some good, motion into the trunk. Next thing we're going to do is some just high kick, straight leg. So, this is more hamstring. The next thing we're going to do is a forward lean and a reach. So this is great for the hamstrings. I have really tight hamstrings, so this is great. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do open the gate going into a side lunge. And then we're going to sit back towards the other direction, and keep in mind we're switching sides. And one thing also to keep in mind is making sure both toes are pointing forward. Now we're doing some skipping for height, so just focusing on skipping for height, and then coming back, I'm skipping for distance, so just really focusing on pushing off far. So the next thing we're going to be doing is some karaoke, really focusing on that knee drive and picking those feet up, making sure it doesn't get caught. Making sure you do both sides, going back and forth. Next thing we're going to be doing some open the gate, just some last minute, really just getting those hips nice and loose. So obviously when you open the gate, you got to close the gate. And these are just some of my favorite, typical dynamic stretches and mobility exercises that you should do. And then I do like a straight leg kick, and this is great for the hips as well. And usually, as you can tell, I'm just really tight. Now we're going to end the warm-up with some high knees. This is now we're going to start really getting into it. Butt kicks on the way back. And then we're going to finalize the warm-up with just some quick feet and a nice easy sprint building up to it. Nothing too crazy. As you can tell, I'm just going really slow. I don't want to tire myself out too quickly. And, I did a lateral version, so just one foot. You're going to see a better example on this side. So just one foot goes across, and then push off, a lateral push, and then sprint. And that's the dynamic stretches. So now we're going to go into some juggling, and this is one of my favorite things. This is great, and I challenge you all to do this. If you're good at juggling, try staying on a line and trying to stay on that line. Try not to move from that line. So what I do is I focus on one foot. So right now I'm just going to do right foot for about a minute, and then I go left foot, and I try to stay on the line the entire time. So this requires a lot more focus, and it's a lot harder, as you can tell. But it looks easy, but I'm telling you, it's a lot harder than it seems. And then I'm now going to go into inside the foot, and same thing. If you can stay on the line, credits to you, because it's really hard. It's to stay in place. The maintain a certain touch to make sure you stay in a place is very difficult. So if you can do that, I give very, very high props. So I usually do these for about a minute or two, and if you have really tight hips sometimes, like after, like, let's say a workout, I recommend you do this stretch. This is going to really help, regain that motion. A lot of us can't really turn our foot inside because we just lack that mobility. So doing this stretch and holding it for 3 to 5 seconds is going to really help regain that motion. And then we're going to go into some outside the foot juggling, which is very difficult, but once you start practicing it, it's going to be very easy. And now I'm going to show you a different variation. So once you can do inside and outside the foot juggling, now you implement both on just one foot first. So you can do inside, outside, inside, outside. Now we're going to end the juggling with this challenge, which is around the world, or the Maradona as some people call it. So you're going to do, foot, thigh, shoulder, head, shoulder, thigh, foot, and go back around. So you're going to see me right here, foot, thigh, shoulder, head, shoulder, and then I missed it there, but it's just a really good challenge. Now we're going to move into some wall drills, and this wall is terrible. It was ass, it's plastic, and the bounce off the wall was just really weird. So you really had to pass it off hard, and it just wasn't your typical wall, but it's all we had. So this is just a simple drill. You're going to do inside the foot, take it in, cut across, and then now the next drill we're going to do is outside the foot. So first you work on taking it inside the foot. Now we're going to work on taking it outside the foot. And this one we're just going to do a rollover, drag over on top of the foot. And as you can tell, the ball bounces up sometimes, so you have to really focus and try to get that ball on the ground to set yourself up for the next pass. And I found this to be one of the more challenging ones, but I really liked it. Once you build a good rhythm, you're going to have, really good traction. And this next one, I call this the Benny because Benny loves to take this touch. You're going to play it and open up your hips, turn it, and redirect it. It's very simple, and I feel like it's a really good touch to master if you're, a midfielder player or pretty much any player. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to move into some typical cone dribbling drills, very simple. And how I set this up is I just do 2 feet and then I set the cone down. I think once you get really good, if you want to do 1 foot, you could do 1 foot in distance. But then after that, I walk about 10 feet and then I do like a longer dribble. So I'm able to accelerate a couple yards. And then I do some tight, close touches, and then I repeat that. And you could do this with a partner as well. I think it's really good and tiring, drill. So really focus on, staying nice and low, and really focus on taking those, sharp touches, and just really stay focused. I feel like this is such a, basic fundamental drill that's beneficial for any level player. I think no matter what level you are, I think this is always going to be a go-to drill for any player. So I think adding this into your sessions is going to be very beneficial just to stay nice and sharp, and it's a great form of fitness as well. So this next drill we're going to be doing is a dribbling drill as well, but this is more of a zigzag, and this is just working on, your basics, just working on body movement, working on getting those reps in, and repetitiveness. And something that I want to work on is dropping that shoulder, really focusing on really trying to sell it. I think that's something, if you can sell the move more, it's going to create more space for you and more opportunity. So I really wanted to work on this, and this is great for any player at any level. And here's a video of Andy from riding the bike. He's coming back from surgery, really proud of him, and he has a long journey. So the next drill we're going to be doing is an individual finishing drill that you can do. It's working on that first touch control, which I think is very important for every player. Just setting yourself up for that touch and just working on the touch. Both feet, working on 2 different turns, just working on placing it in the goal. And there's so many different variations. The first one I did was with the goal facing my back, and this one now I'm going to be facing towards the goal, and you're just going to work on bringing it down inside, outside the foot, kicking it with both feet and bringing it down and setting yourself up for the shot. And this drill is just working on that juggling, working on that first touch, and I think just really good to work on taking the ball out the air and just work on finishing with both feet. So this is a drill that you can do by yourself at the field, working on that touch and working on finishing with both feet. But that's pretty much my whole individual session. This is just a typical nice, easy technical day for me. Nothing too special, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's individual session. Hopefully you guys can take some of these drills with you, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day and it's a great day to get better.
Yeah.